Opposites Attract podcast. This is Sonia Ramirez, your girl, and I'm sitting next to
Miguel Ramirez.
What's up, everybody? How is your day?
How was your week?
How is your life?
Going. And make sure you go to our website, oppositesattractpodcast.com. Like we've always said, the best thing you can do is share this with somebody else. Find the Clips channel on YouTube. Share a clip with somebody else. Tell them to subscribe. Yeah, all that stuff.
Yes.
Do what the good social media influencers, podcasters, YouTube people tell you to do.
Yes. So before we got started,
we were taking deep breaths.
Yes. So I've been at a training for 4 days, and I'm sure a lot of moms can relate. You know, when kids clean, you know, they clean
their way.
And so I haven't really been paying much attention. I just get home. I'm excited to be with my family because I was in training from 8 in the morning to 8 at night.
All day for 4 days.
Ah, yes. And so today I get up and I go in the kitchen and I'm just like seeing everything. Like everything's just coming at me. And I used to have a really difficult time with not having my house spotless. Like it's something that would just throw me.
It's something you had to control.
Right. Because I would go fucking bananas. Like I would start. You want to share with them how I would get?
Oh, yeah. You would get crazy. I would check out. I'm like,
but what is crazy?
No, I mean, you would start cleaning one thing, but then before you know it, it's like we're not. I'm gone. I cleaned whatever I said I was going to clean, maybe something else, and then I'm done. But you just go off for hours.
What's the energy?
It's angry cleaning, but it's spotless.
It's angry cleaning.
It's very, very scrubbed.
And how when I got into that mode, how would it make you feel?
Yeah, I wanted to go somewhere else.
Why?
Because I'm like,
come on, get in your head. What were the things?
No. Like literally what I was thinking
end.
is I'm not going to spend the whole freaking day cleaning. It's not going to happen. I agreed to cleaning whatever the hell I was going to clean, whether it was the bathroom or the kitchen or whatever the hell.
But how does my energy affect your energy?
I was like,
that's what's going on. My energy is affecting your energy.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no.
You're like, here she fucking goes again.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Yep.
I am out.
Yep.
Because
this is it. And then when you tell me, I'm like, nope. I'm done.
But I don't tell you.
After this. Yeah.
Normally, I do it all myself.
In the beginning, maybe you would say, and I was like, no, I'm not going to keep going.
Yeah,
I'm
but you wouldn't. Anyway, you would be like, yeah, like I'm out. Because when I get in that mode, I know that I have to clean.
Be talking shit for 4 hours straight.
Nobody's going to clean the way I clean. And the truth is, growing up, that's how I was raised. And I remember like my mom getting in her zone and cabinets were being slammed because now she's recognizing the things that she asked me to clean. I clean the way I clean, not the way she cleans. And being little, you're not going to be as detailed, right? And all you want to do is play. So
and it's also not your shit. Like the way they see it, like it's like whatever.
Right. And so,
but when they get older and they pick up a fucking fork and it still has shit on it from dinner from last night, they're going to be like, I got to go clean the fork again.
And there's certain things like Miguel that irritates Miguel when it comes to cleanliness that don't really bother me, but they bother Miguel. Like for one is like the dishes, like the dishwasher, like them putting stuff away. Cause there's certain things that gross you out. Like for me, it's like, dude, I asked you to clean the refrigerator and you didn't clean the handle so I can feel the stickiness behind it. But then I open the fridge and I'm like, there's no way he cleaned the fridge.
Yeah.
He probably wiped it here and there, but he did not clean the fridge.
Well, he did it his way.
So the reason why I'm sharing this is because like as a little girl, I remember feeling like, here we go again. Like I need to stay out of my mom's way because her temper is short right now and she is not happy. So it's like I got to do what I got to do and just it's like walking on eggshells, like you said.
Yeah.
And I used to be very much that way at the beginning of our relationship. Not just at the beginning. I think it lasted for a few years.
Yeah. We've been together for a while now. It didn't last. I mean, yeah.
It felt like it was a while because I had to become aware of my energy, and I had to become aware of the time that I would put into cleaning and making sure it was spotless, like, dust free, just all of that, and the time that would go into it and how I made you all feel. And this morning when I came down, I am like, it's almost like I am stepping back and I have a panoramic view of my house and I'm seeing
shit everywhere.
Everything. Like everything.
You're going to start stressing people out already.
And poor Adriana, this morning was great. I woke up, I was in a different kind of zone, right? We'll get into that a little later, but I'm braiding her hair and I'm just enjoying being with her, and she's excited because she has a birthday party to go to. And so I help her get ready, and then this monster decides to come out of me when I come downstairs to get us something to drink before the podcast, and I need to take her somewhere, and I go and I see everything and I feel my heart racing. Like I start to get hot and I'm just getting angry. And I call her and she comes downstairs and I'm like, Adriana, you need to help clean up. I'm like, there's stuff everywhere. And I'm like nagging her and I'm putting out a certain energy. And she's like, Mom, I cleaned the kitchen and I vacuumed upstairs. Yeah. She's like, all of this is Joey. And for me, I'm like thinking, because this is how my mom used to tell me, you are the oldest. Like you are the oldest, even though this is Joey, you should see it. And I didn't tell her this, but I was thinking this. And then I remembered me being her age and what my mom used to tell me, but I did tell her, some things that I don't even remember. Like, you need to start doing more. That's what I told her. Like, you need to start doing more. You should already know how to. You should already, right? Know how to clean properly.
Yeah.
Right. And she's like, I did everything. And so I can see my energy.
Well, they should do more.
My energy was affecting her energy. But when I looked around, I did see that it was a lot of Joey stuff, but I had already
put that on her.
Unconsciously, was at her. And she's very sensitive. So I started to see her energy shift and she started to get sad. And she wanted to cry. And so I caught myself and she had went upstairs and I followed her upstairs because she was in her room because she was about to cry and she didn't want anybody to see because Joey has a friend here. So I go upstairs and I tell her, I'm like, hey, I'm sorry. I'm making myself cry right now. I'm like, hey, I'm sorry. I'm like, you're right. I'm like, it was all Joey's stuff. I shouldn't have came at you like that. And I saw her face and she had put some makeup on and, I told her, about her makeup. It was a little dark. I'm like, here, let me help you. And she looked and I started kind of helping her, with her makeup and bringing myself back down. And after apologizing to her and then, we came downstairs and she was still in the funk because that's what we fucking do. Our energy, when we are in that mode where we're being triggered, whatever it is, a lot of times our energy affects everyone around us. It's not just us going through it. We put it on other people, and when I had dropped her off, I told her again, I'm like, hey, have a good time, have fun. I'm like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And then she's like, it's okay. But I could still see, like, because she's very sensitive too, as I am, that she was still kind of like in that funk. And it made me feel bad because I'm like, fuck, like I was just sending her off to a birthday party. And I know it's going to shift when it's with her boyfriend and her friends. I know it's going to shift. But as I'm sitting in my car watching her, I'm like, she's such a good girl.
No.
You know, like, you know, yeah, they're young and yeah, they rush through things because they want to do what they want to do, you know? And so, and then, well, I caught myself and then I didn't know, like, if you heard me. Did you hear me?
No, I heard a little bit, but.
Because I was calling Joey. I'm like, hey, I'm like, dude, you need to, you know,
I didn't hear that.
Clean up and wipe everything down because he has a friend over. So you know how it is. He's just going to freaking wipe here, wipe there, like whatever.
Hang out.
But I was I was getting myself like so riled up, you know, and then you saw me and then I walked in. You're keeping yourself
in that thought process.
And then I walked in and I looked at the garage and I just felt
you're going to fucking lose it. You should go to the backyard and look in the shed.
Overwhelmed.
You should go like, just go look. You know what I'm saying? Like you could do that to yourself.
No,
if you want.
And then after that, I see the garage and I'm like, I'm feeling it. Like I'm just feeling it. And then I take myself to like underneath the stairs.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
Right? And I'm just feeling it. And I'm just like, okay, we're about to record. I need to step out of this. And yesterday when I was in one of my trainings, I don't remember what we were talking about. Oh, talking about like the different shifts and the way you think, your mindset, right? Because there's going to be a day where I walk into the house, and we've talked about this before, and there's not going to be a mess. It's going to be an empty house, right? Like I'm not going to have extra things to do because they're going to be moved out.
Yeah.
But it's those things that we become aware of and take time to really step back and to breathe. And that's why I told Miguel, I'm like, he's like, do you want to listen to music? I'm like, no. And we were going to get started with the podcast. And I'm like, I need to take some deep breaths. I need to go in because I'm feeling this energy and I need to like release it. But that energy that I'm feeling, it is something that I picked up because I was that little girl going through what Audrey was going through. And my mom was the way I was being. And that's how I was raised. It was always that. My mom was very particular with how our house looked. But it does feel good, doesn't it? To have a clean house, to have some kind of organization. Like it does feel good. And right now, I just feel a bit overwhelmed with everything that I learned for the past 4 days and the things that I haven't been doing because I've been in training for 4 days. So I'm feeling all of this and I'm just getting fucking overwhelmed. And that's why I said I need to take some deep breaths because I can't go into this.
You got to take some more deep breaths after this. Something, because none of it is fucking that serious. It's just not. None of it is.
Yeah.
I don't like, that's just been more and more of a theme. It's just like, it's just not that serious. You know, some things are, and I don't think, you know, like the stuff that you're talking about, there's a balance to stuff. I mean, you can't let the house just go to shit. You got to pick stuff up, you know, but it's not like it's spotless every freaking time. Sometimes the kids leave stuff in the sink after they wash dishes or whatever. Yeah. Sometimes we do, like it, whatever, you know.
But I was just like thinking, today's Monday and, you know, you took the day off and tomorrow's Tuesday and I already have stuff that I need to do. So I start thinking, I don't even have time to do what I need to do around the house because I need to focus on what I have to do with work. But the first thing that comes to my mind is I can't work until my house is clean. I need to feel comfortable in my environment in order for me to focus on work. You know? And women, it is not that easy to work from home. It just isn't. Because you see so much that needs to be done around the house, but yet you need to make these calls, you need to, do what you need to do, but you see the house. It's very challenging.
No, I don't think so.
If
it came down to it, the house goes to shit and you get to work.
Easy for you to say.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Like it's easy for you to say. I understand what you're saying and I hear what you're saying.
So I'm in aviation and the aviation market goes to shit. Right? And I just cannot find another job. And it's hard for me to get work. What do we do? You have no other options. It doesn't fucking matter what you feel, it doesn't matter. You have to go make fucking money. Either one of us, however you can. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. No, I hear you. But these are the challenges that you go through working from home. I don't think a man would have. I think it's just different. It's, like for a woman, because we are the ones, like the nurturer is the one that,
yeah, maybe.
It's how it's society. What do women do?
Yeah.
What is their role? What is a man's role?
Yeah.
I have a conflict.
That's what it is.
Within the role. That's what it is. I have a conflict within the role. My feminine, masculine energy. There's a conflict. But you're right.
Yeah. It is what it is. It doesn't matter. Whatever needs to be done, regardless of however
it gets done.
You feel about it, Yeah. But there is a balance, like having the kid, like being on the kids all the freaking time about doing shit over again and over again. Go wipe that down again with the white glove and all this other stuff. Like some people are like that, right?
I feel like that's how I was before.
And part of it is, I think, growing up, like where you are washing your own dishes now and you left all kinds of shit behind and it's like, oh, I fucking suck at why I need to pay attention when I wash dishes, But it's part of our job to no, do it again. No, go sweep again because you fucking missed everything. Go clean that up again, but to a point.
Another thing that I witnessed.
Because these kids that have trouble washing dishes are also going to want to be driving here soon, are going to want to be going and doing things that take more responsibility here soon. So the least you could fucking do is wash dishes correctly, mop and sweep correctly. Yeah. There's a lot of shit happening out in the world and we're supposed to trust you to just go out and do shit. Shit's crazy out there. It's like the basics of, I don't even know, it almost has to do with like common sense and it's like the foundation, right? You can't do something simple correctly.
But they're kids.
But they're growing. And our job is to guide them. Because we could say, but they're kids. We're always talking about how we're all kids inside.
Right.
So we could all just be fucking dipshits for the rest of our life. There's a lot of people out there that never grow the fuck up.
Yeah.
Never grow the fuck up because they never take responsibility because they're still kids. It's everybody else's fault. They can never do anything because they're just kids. But they're fucking 40 or whatever. There's tons of people out there like that. And that doesn't fucking help anything at all.
Yeah. And so there was something else that I witnessed. And as you're listening to this, just listen to it as, as if it's you, because I know we all do it. So while I'm asking her, to set up Rosie, which is our little.
Well, real quick before you get on, like you're still on about this, but you were saying like with Audrey, like expecting more from her, right? And it's like we talk about like not having expectations,
Right.
but at the same time, that's how you grow, is having expectations of her. Like, dude, you're not a little girl. Your brother maybe is still small, but you're, like I said, you're asking to go driving. If you're asking to go driving, you should also understand that we all live in this house together. That it's not mom and dad just pick up shit all the time. That it's a team effort. How do you show that? By like internalizing it.
Yeah.
And displaying it. When you see something, you just pick it up.
Yeah.
Or fucking put something away. Not because it's my chore, but it's because it's what a mature person does that is developing.
Yeah.
And that's part of our job, is to teach them that kind of stuff. And that comes from those expectations.
So while I'm talking to her about, getting Rosie ready, because I noticed
The robot, the vacuum.
Yeah. The floors aren't, it looks like it hasn't been ran. So she's like upset about it. Right. And she goes to the robot, grabs out the bin and is cleaning it out. And you can tell like she's like upset. She looks like she wants to cry. She's just so much in her head.
She's cleaning it how you would clean when you were angry.
No, she's not angry.
When you would
she's
flip.
sad. No, she's sad.
Oh, okay.
That's Joey is that way. No, you can tell like she's just like she's
upset.
Yeah, she's upset. And but she's so in her head, like, oh, I got a birthday party to go to, and here my mom's asking me to do this robot when it should be Joey, and Joey has a friend over right now, and he gets away with so much, and da 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 da. I can hear.
You guys are both doing the same fucking thing.
Like I can hear, right? And I'm just like kind of like letting her be, and I turn around and I'm doing something else, and she fucking lost it. She's like, I can't find the bin. I'm like, the one that you were just cleaning?
Oh my God. Did you laugh at her?
No, I didn't.
She would have freaking lost it. Snaps.
No, I didn't. And I said, Adriana, you just had that. I've done that shit. And I'm looking around to see if I could see it. And I'm like, did you throw it in the trash?
Oh my God. Just threw the whole freaking vacuum in the trash.
That is something I could see like myself,
Throw the bin
like just doing
the
it,
vacuum bin in the trash.
Oh
my God.
And she's like, well, Joey must have threw it away. I'm like, Audrey, you can't blame Joey. Joey threw out the trash. But if you left the bin in the trash,
that's on you.
Then that's on you. And so, sorry, I thought I heard beeping, like our fridge open. Anyways, so then she's looking for it. She can't find it. And she decides to go outside to check the trash, the big trash outside, to see if she accidentally left it in the trash, kitchen trash. And she goes out there and she's looking in the trash. And then Joey decides to open the door where we put the little brush to clean it.
Yeah.
And it was inside there. But she was looking.
You guys are freaking driving yourselves crazy.
But she was looking everywhere for it.
You guys are driving yourselves crazy.
So I go outside and I'm like, Adriana, the bin is in the drawer where you put the brush. And of course she's feeling, like just frustrated, like overwhelmed. But how many times do we do this when we are upset? We fucking go like we check out because our emotions are getting the best of us. We say things we don't mean. We fucking put shit like angrily, like just like we're so unaware of the present moment because we're so heated.
This is like anxiety cast. Holy shit.
And Miguel, you're so cute. And Miguel's in here getting ready for the podcast, oblivious to what's happening in there because he's in here getting the podcast ready. You had no idea none of this happened.
No, we got shit to do. I'm like, what's next? What's next? What's next? Like,
yeah,
fuck it. Like, we got shit to do.
I've had so much going on this morning. You know, like you and I, while I'm braiding Audrey's hair, you're sitting in front of me and I'm looking at you and I'm just feeling so much love. Like I'm just looking at, and you see me looking at you and you're like, what's up?
Yeah.
And I'm just like having this inner moment while I'm braiding her hair looking at you. And it's just coming up, you know, because the 4 days that I was gone, there was not one worry that the kids weren't being fed, that things weren't taken care of. Like I felt so at ease knowing that you were here with the kids. And there were other moms there that were not feeling the same about their significant other running the house while they're gone. And they were out of state.
Yeah.
And me, I didn't have that worry because I knew that you were taking care of everything. And every night I came home, I had dinner with you guys. And the last
think that's
night,
I don't know. That's tough. But I don't think that, I think that's kind of the way it should be. Like why you should be able to leave the house with either fucking parent. Like we're the parents. We're the parent. It's not like you or the fucking, you run the shit or I run this shit. It's like we run this together. Yeah. We can, either one of us can leave and the show continues.
and it's not perfect, right?
No,
like,
it's different, but still.
Yeah, you know, like just to give you all an example, because you're like, what the fuck? What kind of world are you two living in? You know, like I had asked Joey to clean the fridge, you know, and you're here and I told you I'm here. You know, I told Joey to clean the fridge and it wasn't cleaned.
No.
And you didn't look after it.
No.
No.
I saw him taking stuff out and wiping stuff. I'm like, he's cleaning the fridge.
Yes.
He's a 12-year-old cleaning the fridge.
You know, and there was still, you know, within me, it's like, I don't want to be the one nagging the kids about this. You know what I'm saying? So there was still that little, but it went away. It was just like, you know, in my head, I was like, I wish, you know, you would have been able to kind of look over things a little more, because then I wouldn't have to come home to be the fucking grumpy one. And I am always the fucking grumpy one, you know? And it's, you are the one that gets to play with them. And
do you know why? Because I give less of a shit.
Exactly. You know,
that's not my fuck. How is that my problem?
I'm not saying.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not. It's not.
You know what? You can have it too if you give a little bit less of a shit. Sounds like a fucking commercial.
But then our house would go to shit if I gave less shit.
Look, Joey cleaned the fridge. He is a 12-year-old cleaning the fridge. One thing that I can imagine is that the fridge was a little bit cleaner than it was when he started cleaning.
See, and I don't see that. You need
Whatever.
You need to go take a look at it.
Whatever.
I don't see
like,
that.
All right, something will spill. We'll clean it up.
Right.
It's not
so.
that.
Here, I'm allowing our viewers and listeners to see that it's not all perfect, right? But regardless of that, I felt that. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like the kids were fed. The house isn't a disaster. You know, I come home and you're fucking sewing
the pillows
patch and, you know what I'm saying? Like,
the pillows are thrown around.
So I had to shift within. Right? Because there was that. Oh, look at, you're having a nag because he didn't. Yeah. And I could have stayed in that energy and it could have been like, I could have made something more out of it, but I didn't. Instead, I was looking at you and feeling so overjoyed, like with gratitude and love for you and appreciation for you, you know, and knowing that I have you by my side, it just feels amazing to have that partnership with you.
Yeah.
You know? And I wasn't only thinking this. You probably thought I was like, what state did you think I was in? Because you saw me looking at you. But did you have something were you thinking I was thinking about the sneak attack this morning?
Yeah. I was like, dude, I fucking put it down. She's still, look at her. She's still fucked up.
Shut the fuck up.
Look at her.
Were you really?
I was like, her head.
She's mesmerized.
Her head's still scrambled.
You're stupid. You may have started it, but I ended it. But is that where you're okay? Look, listen here, ladies.
So wait, you're telling me?
No, but
dude, I was excited.
No, so in your head,
turns out you're all fucking thinking some other shit.
That's so funny. No, but in your head, is that where you thought I was, like the entire time, or were you feeling something?
No, because I knew what was going on. You know, I knew you were gone for 4 days. Like we've barely, even though you've gotten out, it seems a little early. Maybe it's just because we're excited to see each other, but it really hasn't been that much earlier.
Right.
You know, it was like an hour or maybe an hour, 30 minutes, you know, whatever. So we've spent a little bit of time in the evening together, falling asleep for the last 4 days.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And like we were talking about it on the last podcast, like even though we don't control each other, we do spend the majority of the time together. Like we enjoy being together.
We do. Yes.
Even our like needed alone time is usually alone time together.
Right.
You know?
That's so funny because you'll be, you know, like.
It's like I don't want to, it's not that I don't want to be around you. I just don't want to be around anybody else.
You're funny.
You know?
So while I'm feeling very sentimental and all this good stuff, we ended up going upstairs to get ready for the podcast. And I feel like I need to share this with you. Yeah. Right? And Miguel's like, come on, we got to get ready. We got 2 podcasts to record back to back. Like, you know, and I get it and I understand it.
Washing clothes. I'm sewing patches.
Like, I'm feeling like, but this is something that I have to share with you. Something that I need to share with you. And so I had asked you to get on the bed and you thought I was going to try to do something else. No.
Maybe.
And I sat and I just really stared at you, like just really connected the way I would describe it is me just looking into your eyes, allowing you in to see what I was feeling, to feel what I was feeling without saying anything. And I could feel that you were feeling it, but I wanted to I wanted to ask. And so I had asked you, what are you feeling?
And I told you love and comfort, and warmth. Yeah.
And that was very cool for me to be able to share that moment without any words, just connecting with you. Like allowing you to see inside my soul.
Oh, yeah.
That's what that is. Like just being open. Like I don't have anything to hide from you. And I want you to see me. And I want you to see me. And I want you to allow me to see you. Because at times that's been difficult for you.
Yeah. To
be able to do that. Because you would look away. Like they're just, and I felt upstairs like you allowed me to see you.
Yeah.
And what I was feeling, you felt, you confirmed. what I was feeling for you in that moment. And it was an energy exchange because I felt your love coming back into me.
Yeah. Yeah, that was awesome.
And that's what that means. Because sometimes I try to express, like the eyes are the windows to the soul. And when people talk about like telepathy, that's like kind of mind reading someone's mind. That's what that is. That's what that is. And it goes deeper than that. Yeah. But it happens with someone that you don't know. See, for us, you know me. We've been together for so long.
Yeah, that's like when we can read each other's, like finish each other's sentences and,
right.
Or not even, sometimes it's weird. It's not even like finishing a sentence. It's just
a knowing.
It's a completely different topic that we just kind of like give each other a look. And it's like, yeah. Oh yeah, I was thinking the same thing. It's like, what were you thinking? What you were thinking.
Yeah. It's a knowing.
Are we going?
Yeah.
Usually it's about getting ice cream or something. No, I'm just kidding. No, but it's like shit that it's like, and it's so crazy when it's like that. Like it's just so funny.
Yeah.
Like it's just like we could be talking about something and then it'll be something just completely unrelated. And it's just like vague talking. You wanna? Yeah. Okay. Do you know what I was? Yep. No, I was thinking the same thing. You were? Yeah. You're like, okay.
And then you'll ask me, and then I'll tell you, and you're like, yeah.
It's crazy.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm able to do with strangers.
You know, I think it's kind of like that thing with twins almost, right? Because they're so close. They spend so much time together. They know each other so well. I mean, they're identical.
Yeah.
You know?
So I know you wouldn't like this. Like you're good doing that work, like that exchange with me. And as I said, I do that with strangers. Like I can connect with people. Actually, I did it at the event with this woman that I had met. And I don't do it with anyone unless, I don't know, it's just a feeling, a calling. And I did it with her and she's like, you see a lot. And I said, yes. And she started like tearing up. She was an older woman too. And I was just feeling like her love and things that she's gone through. Right? But I was transferring my love to her to comfort her.
Okay.
But I didn't even know her. It was just something that just
happened.
It didn't. I did it because I was called to do it, and that's hard to explain, but because I felt called to do it. I don't do it with everyone.
Yeah.
But when I'm called to do it or when it's supposed to be done or happen, then I do it. I allow it. But they have to be open to receive it as well. Because before you weren't open to receive. You weren't open to receive. You weren't, I don't know, there was something where there was a bit of disconnect. So you wouldn't allow me in to see you. I was always open for you to see me. But there was a disconnect there with you. And what happened this morning when we were upstairs, you were open to receive and allow me to see you.
Yeah.
And that's what happens when you're able to just allow yourself to be open.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a very intimate moment that we shared. And I just wanted to share that with you because there's times where I tell you something and you're like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like it's too woo-woo for you, at times.
Yeah.
But you got to experience it on a lower level. And because we know each other but
I don't think there's anything woo-woo about that. That's just connections between people. That's like since the beginning of,
so
that's not even connections between people. Why do cats purr? The fuck is that?
But like I said,
like it's connections. Like that's since the beginning of life.
Mm-hmm.
It's not woo-woo.
Yeah. Well, when you're doing it with someone you don't know, right? And you're able to get to that depth. I don't know how deep you got with your, I felt like you did. If we would have stayed there longer, because you got emotional.
Yeah.
So you were feeling it. And we could have went deeper if we would have stayed in it for longer.
Well, you were also talking about certain things, and I was thinking about certain
But I was
things,
talking about before we were even talking.
Yeah.
When we were just there looking into each other's eyes. That's the moment.
Yeah.
And we practice more of that. Now that you got a little glimpse, but we can practice that even more. And it will help us. I don't see how we can even go have a deeper connection than what we already do, but it will help you to, or help us just to have that more, deeper connection.
Okay.
Without saying a word, just being with each other in that moment.
That's cool, babe.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Have you felt that before?
Before?
Have you felt that before?
No. No. Not like that, no. Oh, you're my wife. Like, I don't have that connection with anybody else.
But I'm talking about, the feeling you, like everything that's stirred up within you.
Yes, I've had
and
that.
And allowing yourself
I've had
to.
that. I mean, yes, we've had moments like that before.
Yes.
I've had that moment before with kids, with the kids, with my mom, with people that I care about.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
So
I've had that. I've even had that moment with other people that are not related. That, I mean, it's happened with kids at jiu-jitsu, seeing them do well. It's
okay.
Like it's a similar feeling.
Right. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the connection that we had when we were just looking into each other's and the emotion and things that were being. That I'm talking about that.
Yeah, that's
because
not
the other
same.
one,
No.
yes. When we started talking and sharing and the feelings that were coming
No,
through.
that's just been with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
It's the first time I felt that like intimate with you without saying anything. Because that was the first time you actually truly let me in.
Yeah.
Where you were comfortable just to be. And I didn't have plans on talking about all this, but it just came up. This is what happens when I get to breathe before I start meditating. I'm in that zone. I'm very calm.
I can tell.
I need to start moving my hands. Right?
Oh my God. Make sure you guys go to our website, oppositestrackpodcast.com. Like I've said before, if you guys want to support the show, go to our support the show tab, buy whatever you buy on Amazon, and you click through our link will help us out. And yeah, the best thing that you can do, like I said before, is to share this with somebody else. Let them know that it exists. Tell them to subscribe, comment, like, all that stuff.
Yes.
And also, if you guys want to support the show, you can
go to buymeacoffee.com/oppositepod and buy us a virtual drink. You can also subscribe to that on a monthly basis as well. So that's Opposites Attract, or buymeacoffee.com/oppositepod.
There we go. Very good.
Yay, me.
So yeah, it's been a busy weekend.
Yeah. Dude, I'm excited for all these interviews that you have coming up with Fighting for Your Life podcast. I met a cool dude that I think is going to be two of them, actually.
Dude, I got to hit him up too.
Yeah.
It's just been nonstop.
It's okay.
But yeah, it's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. You're going to have it all lined up.
Yeah, I'm excited too. Make sure you guys check it out. Yeah, we went to, it was like a weekend of jujitsu.
Yeah.
You know, Friday we went to class. We all went to class, right? Or did you?
I think I was sharing with the guy. I think I want to try it again. Like jujitsu.
It's up to you. Yeah.
Why do you say it? Why? What?
I'm just saying it's hard on your body. It really is hard on your body.
Yeah.
Like one of us has to be able to move around and wipe the other one's ass. I don't know.
Well, maybe not rolling, but learning.
There is no, that's the problem.
But I can roll with you and you won't hurt me.
There is no in theory.
But I can roll with you
That's
and you
the
won't hurt
difference.
me.
People get hurt. This is a contact sport.
Yes, but I'm saying, because you know how they teach the moves?
Yeah.
I can learn the moves.
You can learn some things.
Yeah. Hey, I learned something.
I'm just saying you get banged up. It's part of the deal.
I like when you bang me up.
I know.
So that's what I'm saying. We can roll together.
Let's do it.
You know?
Let's do it. We got geese. Let's go.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Friday we went to class and then we came home and had dinner, and you had already been like, Friday was day 2 for you.
Yes.
You know, so we get home and we have dinner together because we've been doing that still. And then Saturday morning was a tournament, and like the guys are asking me like, hey, are you gonna come? And I'm like, I don't really know what's going on, and like it's hard to tell, like when I'm by myself with the kids, like what's gonna happen or what we're gonna have to do or if I'm gonna go somewhere or whatever.
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, I don't think I'm doing anything, so why don't we just go? So I spent the whole day Saturday in the morning with the kids at the jiu-jitsu tournament, watching the kids compete.
Yeah.
And then we left and grabbed something to eat and came back, watched some more of the kids. And then after that, the kids were like our kids. You know, they like jiu-jitsu to a point. They don't want to be doing it all day. So I was like, let's just go home. I dropped them off. And then I was able to kind of come back and work on some podcast stuff, do some other things, and then get back to the place for the adult competitions, you know? And I watched the adults compete. And then on Sunday, the next day, everybody got up early and went to our new gym. So I started at Revive, which the new jiu-jitsu gym that I'm going to, which is still part of our old team. But yeah, he's opening up a bigger place, and we're demoing and tearing it up. And yeah, it was cool, man. I told you that I missed that. I keep thinking about that picture. I should have taken it because it was a picture that I missed. Damn it.
Yeah.
You know, because I was looking at at the videos that I took from the tournament, and you could just see all the guys across the way. And I told you it was like 8 of them just standing next to each other, you know. And they're all like 2 of them talking over here, 2 of them, you know, they got their hand on one guy, and and you see like coach somewhere in the middle, you know, and it's like all, you know, black belts, guys that are competing, just all part of our team.
Yeah. That's awesome.
You know? Yeah.
So, our daughter's boyfriend has been going to jiu-jitsu with you guys.
Yeah.
And how has that been? How did you feel about that? Like when he decided, hey, I want to go. You know, he's an awesome kid.
He is, yeah.
He's a great kid. He's very kind and loving.
Yeah.
Like Audrey, they have a lot of similarities, right? He was in band. He's now in choir. And, you know, we're starting to get to spend more time with him, which is cool. Because normally, you know, like, yeah, he didn't come over as much, but now we're seeing more of him since he's starting to go to jiu-jitsu with us. And yeah, you know, how did you feel about that?
I like it. You know, I like that he's willing to come and try it out. And I kind of he'll say things sometimes where it's like, well, you can say whatever you want, or you can do it and show, or, you know, like, so he would talk about like, oh, well, you know, sometimes you can do this and you can do that. And I'm like, well, a lot of people think they know, but unless you really know or do, you really don't. You know, so eventually he was like, well, I wouldn't mind trying it. And I guess like talking to Audrey, you know, because she actually does it. And he was like, yeah, I would try. And, you know, him being with Audrey, it's like, we talk about control, right? Controlling other people, and being a parent is another one of those areas where you get to practice releasing control.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
because she is her own person. I mean, not that I would say not to date, her boyfriend or whatever, because like you said, he's a nice kid. He's a very nice kid. But even if it was somebody that I would be like, I don't know, like, I mean, it's still her life. Mm-hmm. And maybe she's got to learn some things. Maybe she's got to learn some lessons or whatever. But it's nice that, he's willing to come and do it and learn. And then, something that is foreign to him. It's not, it can be scary.
Yeah, I was excited when I heard that he wanted to come because there are some things that Audrey shared with me, with him, and very similar to Joey.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
I had a conversation with him and Audrey. And I'm wondering, I'm going to ask him if it's what made him decide to try jujitsu. Because I was talking to him about you and I and how we are. And, you as a kid, you had mentioned that as a kid, you didn't want to, like, you weren't one of those kids that were starting fights.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you had to be pushed to
fight.
Yeah. And Joey is that kid. Like, Joey is not a fighter. Joey is not an aggressive kid.
Yeah.
Right? And so I see that a lot in Kyle. And Audrey had shared with me something that had happened at school. And I'm like, and how did he respond? And he didn't.
Right.
And as a woman, I want a man that I know if we're in some shit, like, he's going to stand up.
Right.
Right? Like, I want that masculine man, and boy, I have him.
Whatever. Yeah. Okay.
But, so I was just talking to him about certain things. I know it's not right. And I was just talking to him about certain things, and I can't remember the example that I gave him, but it was like with you and I, and I was talking to him about being able to stand up for himself and where that comes from, like having the confidence, knowing that you can defend yourself. Right?
Yeah.
And talking about having, it's just the confidence anyways. And it seemed like shortly after I had that conversation with him and talking to him about the difference between like our family and his family, because there's a huge difference. And he started to open up with me and share with me. And it was so beautiful. And I shared with him, like, it's okay. Like, there's no right or wrong way. Like, we're all doing the best that we can. Your mom and dad, they're doing the best that they can with what they know.
Right.
And we are as well.
Yeah.
And you and Adriana are learning from each other.
And that's part of the thing too, is like we were talking about earlier with the kids cleaning up and stuff. They're doing what 12-year-olds do.
Right.
They're doing what kids do.
Right.
He's like, I think a lot of times people like just assume, like, you see a boyfriend and it's like, well, he's a boyfriend. He does boyfriend things.
Right.
And it's like, he was just a little boy. He doesn't know shit.
Yeah. This is both their first relationship.
And like you were saying, one of the things that I saw at jiu-jitsu is that one time, like, him and Audrey got paired up and they're like fighting and he's like fighting. And it's like, dude, like, yeah, you're a boy and you're bigger than her. Like, yeah, she's been training, but your weight and your size does make a difference in certain things,
Right.
And the next day, because he's come a few times, I talked to him and I'm like, Audrey doesn't want to compete with you. I was like, what she wants is she wants to feel safe around you.
There you go.
She wants you to make her feel safe.
Yes.
She doesn't want to know that you can beat her. She already knows you can beat her if you want to, But it's like, when you look at it, it's kid shit. It's
Yeah.
little boy. It's kid stuff. It's a little
Yes.
boy that doesn't know how to be a boyfriend.
Exactly.
Like when he would throw her under the bus about stuff. And then we would have to tell him, be like, hey, dude. Like, all right, technically you're right.
Right.
But you're still throwing your girlfriend under the bus.
Yes.
You know, it's like he doesn't know how to be a boyfriend.
Right.
You know, so, you know, that is one thing that is pretty cool about life.
Yeah.
You know, it's just being able to share with people. Like, that's the thing is, like, it's like that Bruce Lee saying, you know, you're merely a signpost for a traveler who's lost. And it's not like it's not like any major lessons or whatever, but it's just like a little course correction.
But as we get older, as we become adults, we forget.
Yeah.
These aren't things we were just born with. These are things that we had to learn. And some of us learned by doing.
But it is weird how you just like look at even a kid and it's like, he's a boyfriend.
Yeah. Like you just assume he knows what to do. He knows. Yeah. Yeah. And, you know, I love how he's so open, like to learn
and
from
maybe
us
it's part
and
of
talk to us.
The changing times too, where maybe back in the day you would have dads more showing their boys at a time when they're getting interested in girls how to be a boyfriend or something. I don't know. That seems like maybe back in the day.
I don't know.
Some shit.
Who knows? Yeah, I don't know. But so Audrey was washing dishes and he was in there helping her.
We're going to start with washing dishes and we're going to end with washing dishes.
And it's how to be a present parent when your kids start dating.
Yeah.
Not because a lot of time I didn't have anyone talking to me or teaching me or showing me. I learned by doing and making mistakes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
My first boyfriend wasn't having conversations. His dad, he didn't even have his dad around to teach him how to be a boyfriend. And his mom was too busy trying to keep food on the table to teach him. So we learned and made mistakes.
Yeah.
We are, you know, allowing them to do, but we're also guiding them.
Right.
Because we're aware, because we're being, you know, because we're involved.
Right.
You know, so after jiu-jitsu, he's here, you know, and she's washing dishes. And I had to kind of like, hey, dude, you might want to help your girlfriend wash some dishes kind of deal, right?
Yeah.
Like it's just, so that's another lesson. And then another lesson was with Adriana was asking him to come over like the following week or something. And he was like, why? And she's like, you should know why. And they got into like a little disagreement.
Yeah.
And I allowed them. I didn't get in it. I allowed them to have it. And I just listened because I wanted to listen on how they communicated and
how they handle it. Yeah.
Yeah. And so.
No, these are the good things for them to learn on.
Yeah. So when I was having a talk with him, he's like, in my house, there has to be a reason for everything we do. We just don't do. There has to be a reason behind it. And I noticed like she's a bit more affectionate than he is. Well, I came to learn that their household is not affectionate.
Yeah.
We are very affectionate in this house. Right? And when he doesn't show affection, Audrey is thinking that it's her. Or like, what do you mean why? Don't you want to
we want to be with
me?
each other. Yeah.
Don't you want to be with me? And by him saying that makes her feel like he doesn't want to spend time with her.
And maybe something's wrong with her.
Right. And they were both fucking missing it. So when I sat them down, when I had that conversation with them, I allowed them to see. I'm like, Adriana, you can't expect him to be this way with you because that's not the household. That's not how he's being brought up.
Yeah.
So I had to, you know, be the mediator and allow him to see like how she, you know, and Audrey, how did you feel when he asked you why? And he saw nothing wrong with it because that's just how it is in his house.
Yeah.
you know? But being able to kind of walk them through that and allow them to see, like, I see the difference in him. He now helps her with the kitchen.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like you can tell little things here and there.
Yeah, and he wants to learn. Like, he is open to receive and to take suggestions. And I told him, and I told him, and you'll see the difference.
Yeah.
You know, I saw Adriana mimics us a lot. She needs to slow her roll, but because you and I, we are very affectionate and we don't hide it from our children. I mean, we're not all over each other in front of them, but we do. We give each other kisses and hugs, and we'll smack each other's ass and pinch each other's ass. Like,
yeah, that's healthy.
You know,
there's nothing wrong with that. Like, you'll come sit on my lap if I'm sitting there sometimes. And it's not like you're like giving me a lap dance or anything, you know, but you just put
in front of them.
You'll sit on my lap and you'll put your arm around me and, you know, I'll hold you.
Yeah. So he was in the kitchen and I don't know if he was wiping down the stove or whatever. And I see Adriana. She didn't know I was coming around that corner, but I saw her like smack his ass. And he was like, ooh, like so caught him off guard. Like,
yeah. Like,
why
he got
did
shot?
you do that? Right.
Oh my God.
You know?
That's funny.
But it's just freaking hilarious because she sees what we do and
yeah.
You know, yeah.
You know,
but it was funny to get his reaction. Like, you know, he just like kind of like jumped and was like, what? You know, if he could say what the fuck, he probably would have been like, what the fuck? Like,
that's
why
funny.
did you just spank me? And then she just giggled and laughed.
Yeah, I got to tell her to chill out sometime. I'm like, hey, sit up. Freaking, yeah.
Yeah.
But speaking of like some things that they get from us that we saw the other day, and I just kind of wanted to end on this because it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like a nervous tick or some shit. I don't know. I don't think so. I think it's just how we are. Like, we just are certain ways. Like, you know, it rubs off on each other, and she gets it from me. You know, like for some reason, like when I'm doing something that I have to think a lot about, like a lot of times conversations at work or conversations period, like if I'm listening to whoever I'm having a conversation with, like I'll get up and I walk around while I'm talking.
He paces.
And the other day, I think I was sitting here working or doing something in the kitchen, and Audrey's just like on her phone, and she's just like pacing back and forth, like cutting a freaking hole in the carpet.
Yeah. Well, you and I were sitting down.
Yeah. And then I don't know, you pointed it out,
right?
And I
said, I told her mannerisms are so much like yours.
Yeah. But they both have things that are like us, you know? And I was kind of thinking about it, and I kind of mentioned it to her, but I got to tell her again, you know, like it's kind of cool to think of, like, they're not us.
Right.
Right? Like, they're their own people, and they will make their own decisions, and they'll lead to them being who they are. Mm-hmm. But there are parts of us that are in them.
Yeah.
You know, that show up in different crazy ways.
Yeah.
You know, like, as different as I am from my dad, there's parts of my dad that I have in me. Mm-hmm. You know, and it's not a good thing. It's not a bad thing. Is pacing around while you're on the phone good or bad? It's nothing. It just is. But I think it is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Because you have that, you know, and like, and I was kind of thinking, like, till the day that you die, you have a part of your parents.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
Even like it's kind of like one of those, it's like just a comforting thought.
Yeah. And the great thing is when you become aware of it, because a lot of times we are not aware of the things that we do until someone brings it to our attention.
Yeah.
Right? And so it's cool when you become aware of it. And then you see it in your daughter and you're like, oh shit, I do that. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. And, you know, sometimes one of the best things we can do is notice some of our negative traits. Mm-hmm. Because like we've said before, they can be a great mirror for that.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, where does that, oh shit, that sounds a lot like me. Like, where have I heard that or seen that or, had that behavior before, right? And it's like,
man, becoming aware.
You got to clean up your own stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty powerful.
Yeah.
Because you'll recognize the things you say and how it can, I would say damage, but like how it causes our children to feel or how to act or respond, like you should. About themselves. And it's the fucking smallest things. Like the smallest things. Like I'm sure I said something today when I was in my fucking head that I shouldn't have said. Like, you need to do more. I think I had told her that.
Yeah.
Like, I was just heated. Like, you need to do more. And she's like, I vacuumed. I did everything I was supposed to do.
And I think a lot of times it's not that you shouldn't say it, but there's a way to say it.
Exactly.
Because, like I said before, they should do more. And, that is one of these other things in life that at work or whatever, like sometimes you say something and just because of how you said it, you're out. Like you fucked it up. You missed that opportunity. Now the other person's mad and you did have a point, but just because you didn't lay it out correctly, you didn't have the tact or whatever, you fucked it up.
The tonality.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
like
your tone.
These
your
are the
tact.
things that I was learning at this at this course. I would love to go over some of it with you.
And that is all part of awareness.
It's all communication, how you communicate, how you say things. Like, it's so important.
Right.
And just slowing down and really thinking about what you say before you say it.
And it taking a moment, right?
Yeah.
Taking a moment before you say anything. And then, like, if you really do think about it, it's like, hey, you look around and you see, like, maybe this stuff isn't hers, but maybe she should be noticing some of this stuff. And then you kind of think about, like, hey, you're getting older. You want more responsibility, right? Part of the things that make us adults, which you want to be, is looking around and not having to be told what to do, what to pick up, what helps around the house. You see that your little brother, right? But it's just a whole different way
or maybe we
of
should
going
just
about
say brother.
it,
Yeah.
No, but it is. He is a little brother. That is part of, being grown.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that as a little brother, she gets to tell him all kinds of stuff, but she is, she does have a little bit more experience.
Right.
At a certain point, that doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah. And with that, make sure you guys go to our website, oppositesattractpodcast.com. Like I said before, the best thing you can do is share this with somebody else. Go to our support the show links and buy through Amazon. Go to Buy Me a Coffee and support us that way too.
Yes. Thank you guys for your love. Thank you for your support. And thank you for watching Opposites Attract Podcast.
Where we get better
together.
Bye.
Bye.